Alright, here is a past exam question I found that might be similar to what we've been covering in this lesson. Remember, these are pre knowledge that you'll need to know for this lesson, so you might see this inside the lesson as well. Alright, so let's look at the first part here. This is with 2 marks. That means there are 2 steps that is required for you to write down to get your full points, right? So you can see that here. You have to write the steps, and then they're looking for the answer. Okay. All right. So let's start by looking at our let's simplify this a little, right? 3 to the minus 1.5 is equal to a to the power. Actually, let's write the number first. So square root of 3 is 3 to the power half, or an a, and then I'm going to actually write this as 3 to the power 0.5 a, because there's a 1.5 right here, right? Okay, so I'm gonna let me rewrite this. 3 to the power negative 1.5 is equal to 3 to the 0.5 a. Now when this guy jumps over to this side, a we will get the value of a, which is what we're asked to find. Okay, so let's do that. When a multiplication jumps over the equal sign, it becomes a division. So we've got 3 to the power 1.5 divided by 3 to the power 0.5. And then this is what a is equal to. All right, let's, simplify this a little bit. When there's a negative sign, you can make it a positive by writing it as a reciprocal, or 1 over. So let's do that. 1 over 3 to the power 1.5 here. And then we still have this guy, so we're basically multiplying, right? 3 to the power 0.5. Let's actually draw that. Okay. So when you have a multiplication, these are all using the rules that we just went over in this lesson, right? So when you have a multiplication and the base is the same, you can add these 2 values, right? So let's do that. So we're still 1 over, and 1.5 minus, 1.5 plus 0.5 is 2. So let's write that down. 3 squared is 3 times 3 is 9. So you can solve that and write it as 9. And so here's our answer. A is actually equal to 1 over 9. Okay. Now, writing this step, they are both going to give you points. So just because you can do your math in your head doesn't mean that you should skip these steps. Write them down. Be sure to write them down, or you will lose your points. Okay, let's look at this guy. We've got, I always make it a habit to write down the initial and the initial problem myself, right? Okay. So we've got a power of a power, right? So we can write this again. There are steps. So this is 3 marks. So if you look at this B here, you can see how the marks are how the marks are divided out, right? So where the thinking about, you have to write down the multiplication, like this to this and this to this, and then just writing that down gives you 1 point, and then substitute. Yes, solving, I think, is A1 and DM1. These are points that you get for writing these steps down. Okay, let's go ahead and just write this down. So they're looking for the power of a power right here, right? So I'm going to have it apply to both of these. So 2 to the power 3 times x to the power 3 over 2, because we're multiplying these two. And then we've got our 4 x squared. Okay, we're gonna kind of divide the numbers and the x's here for a minute. Let's look at the x part. So this is, the bases are the same, so you can subtract, and remember it's top minus bottom. So we can write this as top is 3 over 2 minus 2. And then on the number side, you've got 2. I'm gonna write this out because this, I just want to show you how I think about it. Is 2 to the power 3 is 2 multiplied 3 times, and then 4 is actually 2 multiplied by 2, right? So you can easily cancel, and you can see how I ended up with 2, 1, 2. And then this guy, I'm going to bring in to another side. So 3 over 2 minus 2. Okay, so I'm going to write this as 3 over 2 minus 2 over 1. Now I have both fractions, right? Okay, so the denominator is 2. I will get something out of 2. So 2, how many 2's? Or there's 2, well, 2 divided by 2 is 1. So 1 times 3 is 3. Minus, there's 2, 2 divided by 1 is 2, and 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, so 3 minus 4 is minus 1. And then we keep our 2 in here. So this is just a side step that we did to solve this little guy. So let's write down our x, and then our negative 1 over 2. Half is a square root, right? 1/2 power is a square root. And negative means I can make it positive when I throw it below the division sign. So I'm going to write it like that. 2 x to the power 1/2. Right, so it's positive. And then now I can write this as 2 divided by square root of x. Okay. There you go. So they approached it differently, but you know, it's okay. There's no shame in doing your math this way, or using it like this to cancel it.